Nobody could get toilet paper. Nobody could get Lysol wipes. Nobody could get paper towels. And so I had access through my vendors to be able to supply that to people where they wouldn't have to stand on a line outside for an hour and a half to wait to get into a grocery store. I'm Leah Gascione, and I'm the chef and owner of South and Pine American Eatery. I opened South and Pine in May of 2015, so we're coming up on our 6-year anniversary. I always kind of had this love for cooking. Like when I was little, I used to watch cooking shows on TV all the time, and instead of being down the street playing kickball with my friends, I would be watching Emeril Lagasse, Frugal Gourmet, so I kind of always was really enamored with watching people cook. And that's what initially got me interested in being a chef. I was working for Bobby Flay at the time in Manhattan. I just opened his most recent restaurant there. And someone contacted me and asked if I wanted to open my own restaurant. And I was like, no way, I'm living my dream. I'm opening this iconic restaurant. Very good mentor of mine, Carl Ruiz, called me and he's like, come meet me at my restaurant. I want to show you something. So I met him in Chatham. We drove here to Morristown. This was a different restaurant at the time. He's like, pretend you want to have a party here. I'm like, what are you dropping on me right now? Like, I didn't know that I had to fake it. So we came in and I was like, hi, I want to have a party for my mom's birthday. It's a surprise party. Can you get me a menu? And the gentleman who worked here said yes. I started taking pictures of everything, sent it to my potential partners, and magically, here we are, 6 years later. The restaurant industry is a tough industry. I think a lot of people have a little bit of a misconception where, you know, we're kind of the rock stars of the culinary world, and it's made to look very glamorous on these cooking shows on TV. It's not glamorous at all. You're working hard all day. It's a lot of physical labor. The profit margins in this industry are very low. If you're a BYO, your profit margin, if you're lucky, is 10%. If you have a liquor license, your profit margin is probably closer to 30%, but there's a lot more risk that's involved with that and a lot more liability, so your costs are higher. The end of 2019 was good. I went on vacation in January to Costa Rica on a wellness retreat, and I did a lot of yoga. And the day that I got back from vacation, my chef decided to walk out on me at South and Pine. Immediately after, we could feel business start to drop off. And we didn't really know why yet. And as February progressed and we started hearing these rumblings of this coronavirus, we were like, what's going on? When they announced that everything was closing, I remember that Thursday they announced that Broadway was closing and that the NBA was closing. And then 3 days later, everything was completely shut down. No indoor dining, no gyms, no Broadway, no NBA, literally nothing. Nothing was open. Our accounts dwindled. My partners and I closed for 2 days. I basically had a nervous breakdown. If you have a bad 4 weeks and you still are putting out the same money because most of your vendors are on like 30-day or 45-day terms, you're paying that from a month and a half ago. And now there's no business to support those bills. So I literally have in the bank what I need to cover my bills. And as deliveries are coming in, money is going out for those deliveries. And we really rely on the constant flow of service to keep our bank accounts, you know, just about where we need it to be to pay the bills. I talked to my partners, I talked to my accountant. My accountant was like, don't close, don't close. And so we scrounged up some money to cover the payroll from the previous week, got the staff paid, and we reopened as a takeout restaurant. Everybody was stuck at home and there were no restaurants open, so people needed food. Beef was really hard to get a hold of. Nobody could get toilet paper. Nobody could get Lysol wipes. Nobody could get paper towels. And so I had access through my vendors to be able to supply that to people where they wouldn't have to stand on a line outside for an hour and a half to wait to get into a grocery store. And it was me, one person in the kitchen, and one person in the front of the house. By 2 o'clock, I had to call in another person for the kitchen. By 5 o'clock, I had to call in another person for the front of the house. And it was complete insanity. And when we look back to those days now, we're like, can you believe that for 3 months, we literally were just like putting food in takeout containers and putting it in bags and it's really mind-blowing. Jeff created that Morristown stimulus eat out twice a week plan, and I feel like he single-handedly created a movement in Morristown. He really encouraged people to order takeout, and those first 3 months with just takeout were detrimental because it was really our only means of communication to the community. And social media is a beautiful thing for that. Like, it got to the point where we created a sandwich special one weekend, and I posted a picture of it the day before, and the following day we sold 70 of them in 2 hours. It's really amazing the power of the community through this, and without Jeff creating that, I don't know if we all would have been so successful. I think it's pretty incredible that so many businesses have stayed in business throughout this, especially when they were saying like 70% of restaurants could close. I don't think it's anywhere near 70% in Morristown, so I think that that's something that the community should be really proud of, that they helped us all get through this pandemic. I feel like a lot of people think that competition is bad, like, oh, there's another restaurant opening down the street and that's bad, like they need to get out of here, they're stepping on my territory. Like, more restaurants isn't a bad thing. It brings more business to town, and I think especially through this pandemic, in working with other restaurant owners and talking to different restaurant owners, we all kind of made a stronger relationship, because that's what we should do. Rising tides raise all ships. We shouldn't be like, oh, screw that other place down the street, I want everyone to come here. Like, no way. I want everyone to be successful. I want to help everyone. I try to convey this to my staff. It like gets me choked up sometimes because I can't do this by myself. It takes a village, and we've been here for 6 years, and some of my staff, I'm gonna really try not to cry right now. Some of my staff has been here for 6 years with me. I love this industry because it is a family. And I come from a broken home, and it doesn't matter which restaurant you go to, you always become family with these people. And this place, South and Pine, is my family. I am so grateful to work with such hardworking people, such smart people, such passionate people who take ownership in this restaurant as if it's their own, because it's not mine, it's ours. And they helped me get through probably the hardest time in my professional career. They've actually helped me get through some of the hardest times in my personal life as well. I always say this place wouldn't be successful without two things: the staff and the guests. They make this business what it is. They are the heart and soul of it. I feel like I've worked with these people and taught them what's in my brain, where I think some of them at this point could probably do it better than me, which is crazy. But I think that's the place that you want to get to in life, so it's a good thing. I think energy is everything, and so I try to come to work very positive, very grateful, and like a Care Bear, like spread love. And I think the staff gets that, and they do the same thing, and it goes to our guests, and that's why we are what we are.